You suck.
We live? We good?
Yep. You suck.
Know something?
Open it up.
What's up, everybody? It's 2 o'clock. It's a Wednesday. It's the Bullpen. I'm Tony Mack. That's Tricky Ricky. And I feel like it's going to be a Huntsville kickball game. We're just going to break out into a brawl.
The you suck thing. Look, don't take the you suck wrong. That was a term of endearment.
No.
All right.
How was that a term of endearment?
Kurt Angle comes out every time to that music. Man's a Hall of Famer. All right. He won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck, pal. He comes out there and the fans, they chant. They're in those parts. They chant, "You suck." And it used to be a bad thing, but now it's part of him. He savors it. He goes, "Yeah, bring it on. I suck." So I was just doing that for you. It's like a, hey, you suck, but we love watching you do it. So. All right, that didn't come out the way I wanted it to. All right, I meant it a lot nicer. I don't think you suck. I don't think you suck at all. It has no meaning. It has no meaning aside from it works with that song. It works with the beat, and Kurt Angle takes it as a compliment.
Yeah, you suck does, and I get that, dude. But you made it personal. Tony Mack suck. Tony Mack suck.
You're right. I did. I'm sorry. You want to try it again?
No.
We'll start over.
Don't. I
there
don't
we go.
think
We can start it over. It's fine.
We probably shouldn't.
We don't have to.
We probably.
Okay. Tony Mack doesn't suck. He's a great guy. He's a good dude. Everyone's a fan. He has a son and a wife. They're both very happy, and he is too. Boom, take it away.
That was so much better. It's now 2:03. It's a Wednesday. It's the Bullpen. I'm Tony Mack. That's Tricky Ricky. That was surreal. That was unbelievable. We got a lot coming at you today. The world of sports. Plenty to react to. Some Super Bowl stuff still going on. A big college basketball game tonight between two top 10 teams in the SEC. Auburn bounced back last night with a big win. Looked totally different as a team at home against Missouri last night. Won by like 40-something points. We have a former Alabama wide receiver getting kicked off the team in Oregon and arrested on a misdemeanor and 2 felonies. What else? I mean, we got so much to talk about. We got some NFL stuff. Derek Carr getting released by the Raiders. The Raiders. I feel like that was good. It wasn't good?
I wasn't a fan of that one. Hold on, we're getting
No.
That sucked.
No.
That sucked.
No.
That sucked.
Come on.
Why did you do that? You tried to do a Berman. It didn't work. Therefore, you suck. All right, take it back.
See, that's the pressure you have on you when you try to do anything here, because not only, if it just doesn't work, we just avoid it, you're going to get told you suck in song form. So
you did it, not me. I didn't want to do that.
Got that going for us. Derek Carr has been released. Michael Jordan basically says, it's his 60th birthday. He basically says, "Your move, LeBron." He makes a big donation. We'll talk about that in a minute. We also have Georgia reworking their offensive coordinator as Todd Downing leaves to go to Baltimore.
Todd
Monken. Sorry.
Who's Todd Downing? I know that name.
Titans' old offensive coordinator. Todd Monken.
DUI Jones over there.
Going to Baltimore and being replaced by Mike Bobo. We'll talk about all that stuff. But first, I hope you had a good Valentine's Day last night. Was it good? Do anything romantic?
I pan-seared a couple of steaks for me and the lady. God, I did them up real nice, dude. We got a cast iron skillet, because we're getting married next month, and we're getting all kinds of gifts like cast iron skillets.
You take care of your cast iron skillet?
Buddy, it's the first time we've ever used it. It was the maiden voyage.
It?
No, I didn't know how. But, rookie year, cast iron skillet. So I put the steaks on there. I made sure, let's get a little flavor and gratiation going early. That way future steaks will be good. But this one was still very good. Never cooked it like this before. Never had a cast iron skillet. So I pan-seared a couple minutes on each side, threw it in the oven, let it finish right there, another 5 to 6, take it out, let it rest for a little bit. Let it rest.
Got to.
Hey, now. Hold up. All right, now we'll check it out. All right, let it rest for a couple minutes. Take it. And we had a delicious meal, man, and a nice little night at the house. She was out sick, so, she wasn't up to 100%, so going out to dinner or anything like that wasn't happening. So we just brought it home and had a nice time.
I'm out sick from what, work?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were like, you told us about this romantic Valentine's
Oh, yeah,
Day.
no, she didn't show up.
It ended up being by myself. She was out sick. But,
No, it was great. I ate both steaks alone with my cat, but pretty good day. No, man, she was there. She was present for it all, but just not at 100%. So we had it low key. What'd you do? You're a dad, so do you do anything for Valentine's Day anymore, or is it just show a little effort and everyone's happy?
I got home after work. On my lunch break, I went to go get stuff to make for dinner. Asked her what she wanted for dinner. We didn't do anything crazy for Valentine's Day, but I went and picked up everything that we needed for dinner. So that way, on my way home, I didn't have to stop by the store. So on my way home, I had to stop by the store and get all the things I forgot to get, which was half of what I was supposed to get. So I went to the store twice.
Cool.
And got home. I cooked us some shrimp. Did that up pretty good. Some asparagus, some mashed potatoes.
I did the asparagus as well.
Goes good with steak too.
What you go to? How you fix them?
I steam mine and then put some butter and some other stuff on it.
Naughty. Yeah. Good call.
And then we warmed up a nice 4-ounce bottle of breast milk.
Ooh.
Got out the second year. The second
what year?
Food
What year was the bottle?
I didn't smell it. It didn't smell super aged. It smelled pretty fresh.
Yeah, 2023.
Yeah, definitely 23.
It's a good year.
Probably this week. Probably yesterday, honestly. But yeah, it was fresh as squeezed.
It was a yesterday. It was pretty good. How were the tannins? Could you? Keep going. I'm sorry.
And then we popped the top off of them, some mashed peas.
Let's go.
We had us a little.
You get that little sound? A little safety click. It's good. These peas haven't been touched.
It's the aluminum pea.
Oh, I thought it was like the Snapple. You open a Snapple.
No, it doesn't come in a bottle. It comes in like a little square container.
Was it like the food astronauts eat? Coming like a little Go-Gurt?
It's baby
Is that what you're talking
food.
about?
It's baby food.
No, I get that. Is it coming like a little Go-Gurt thing?
No.
Or is this kind of like in a tube, like astronauts
like
eat their food?
It's a deep plastic container. Like it's this long and it's like this deep.
Oh, like a snack pack?
Yeah, kind of, almost. A little smaller, but yeah.
Cool. All right.
And that's his favorite thing. He loves peas. Loves them.
Loves peas.
Loves peas. So he had
How's
peas.
he feel about defensive coordinator Dean Pease?
Thinks he probably doesn't taste as good as normal peas.
He looks salty.
Way
all
more
the time.
aged.
Yeah.
Way more aged.
Oh, yeah.
But overall, don't know. Don't know the opinion on Dean Pease.
Not sure about Dean Pease. Loves smashed peas.
Absolutely.
All right, keep going.
Mashed peas, squash, anything that's been mashed or has mash in the name, loves it.
Likes a good mush.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Big mush guy.
Huge mush guy.
So, yeah, that's basically what we did. We didn't do anything crazy. So.
Cool. That's about what I was thinking. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to go back to the skillet thing for a second.
Let's go.
Because it's fresh. It's new.
Hot
It's
topic.
a brand new skillet.
Uh-huh.
My wife takes care of ours. She's big into the whole skillet thing. I hate cooking with it just because of the maintenance you have to have with it. Being in the South, having to maintain the skillet. How do you clean it?
Just a little water. Just give it a little.
Yeah, but
I made sure I said this don't go in the dishwasher. I set a house alert. I said no dishwasher for this. Okay, because I do the cooking in the house, and I've always wanted a cast iron skillet. And did I dry it real good?
Yeah.
I'm be honest. Afterwards, I think I just rinsed it and then let it sit. Was that a bad move?
You don't want. So for me, this is the only way I know how to take care of a skillet because it's how my wife demands us take care of the skillet.
Okay.
So with the skillet, like you don't want to keep any moisture or water in there. You don't want it to rust. So Oh,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, you don't want the rust. That's why people don't put it in the dishwasher. You don't want the rust.
Dang.
So I cleaned. I put some soap in it. Like I can clean it like a normal dish. I put soap in it. I scrub it and everything. But when I get done, I dry it real good on both sides, and then I have to put a small thing of either olive oil or vegetable oil in it. Take a paper towel, rub it around real good, and then put it back on the stove. Warm it up just a little bit. Let it dry. That's how my wife demands we take care of the skillet. So.
Yo, I'll take it.
So after I cook with the skillet, sometimes I'll let it sit on the stove untouched for like 2 or 3 days before I'm ready to scrub it because I hate cleaning the skillet.
See, that's what's the rough part about my fiance. If anything is left on the counter for longer than 45 seconds, she thinks it's on the waiver wire and just moves it wherever or cleans it or throws it away. I can't find half of my crap. Like every day I'm over there, I'm like, where did that? So, okay. All right, it's good to know. I'm going to follow the instructions. Yeah. I'm just a rookie with a cast iron skillet. I'm just a boy trying
just
to.
a little dab of oil.
Just a little bit.
Olive oil or vegetable oil. Take your paper towel, spread it around real good. Put it back on the stove on low heat. Let it warm just a little bit. Dry up. You're good.
I appreciate the heads up, dude.
No problem, man.
You're not only a dad to your young boy, but to me as well. And I appreciate it, Paul.
Oh man, I was gonna try to stop you and preempt you and say just don't call me dad, but you went there anyway.
Oh, stop it, Paul. You want to go play catch?
You're older than me. Stop it.
I love you too.
But yeah, so I hope you all had a good Valentine's Day as well. You can get it on the YouTube if you're watching it live. Comment what you guys did. If you're listening on the podcast, and obviously we're not live, you downloaded it. Just text into the show and we get to your responses on Friday. 256-434-1366. 256-434-1366. I'm on Twitter. Ricky's on Twitter at Tony Trash Panda, at Tricky Ricky RCTP. Get at us on there as well. Again, Valentine's Day was a pretty good one last night. My wife and I mean, she preempted it a couple weeks ago. She was like, look, you spoil me when it's not Valentine's Day. Don't do it. Don't give me anything. I'm not getting you anything, so please don't get me anything. And, of course, I wake up yesterday morning, I put my shoes on, and I'm getting ready to take Oliver to daycare. She was like, did you see your surprise? I'm like, you told me not to.
What a trap. What a trap. So you didn't get her nothing, did you?
Not
of course
thing.
not.
Not a single thing.
See, that's where you messed up. You listened.
Cooked her dinner, though. So.
Can't do
But
it.
I cooked dinner every day. I didn't do anything really different. I cooked dinner at, like, when we get off work, I either get stuff on the weekend or I go to the store after work, and I cook dinner when we get home. So I didn't do anything like it that I normally don't do.
That's why you need, if you're a man in a relationship, there is a moment where you probably will get, look, don't get me nothing for this. Please. Look, you're such, don't do it. And then you're going to find yourself like Tony Mack, giftless in a situation where you're receiving a gift. Brutal.
So here's the problem.
Yeah.
Normally, when that stuff happens, you never listen, right? I'll still get her a little something.
Yeah, right.
A little small treat or something. But because daycare is so expensive and we're broke because of daycare, I had no choice but to listen. I'm like, okay, she really means it this time.
Way to blame the kid. Smart.
She really means it this time, but she didn't. She still got me some chocolates and stuff.
That's why you got to have a trunk present at all times. You need to be one of those guys. It's time to transition. You need to have a wrapped gift that can work for any group of people, whether it's a friend, a coworker, a wife. This has got to be a multi-faceted tool here that can apply to many. But have that sucker wrapped, have it ready to go.
What are some examples of what that would be? Because that's a great idea.
One of those Keurig coffee makers.
Keurig coffee makers.
You know, nothing crazy, not too expensive, but you receive it and you go, that's so, yeah, all right, I'll use that.
Okay.
And a coworker, wife, relative, in-law, that's good for anybody.
Coffee maker, ergonomic mouse.
Ooh, a good ergonomic mouse.
Yeah.
I was given an ergonomic mouse.
You loved it.
Didn't know I wanted it. Didn't think I was going to use it. I love it. I'm an ergonomic mouse man. I can't say it,
but you feel it.
But I feel it. But I got it. Yeah, it's part of me. I'm an ergonomic mouse man. And my ergonomics have just they've been off the charts.
Is it with a B or a G?
Ergonomics. Chrysanthemum. I don't know what it is, but the mouse is crooked and I like it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good idea.
So you need to do that.
And also, don't shame me for blaming the kid in daycare. Wait till you have a kid. Blaming the kid for stuff is awesome. It's basically like blaming a dog until he eventually gets old enough where you can't blame him anymore. It's great.
No, I respect it. Blame it on the kid. They won't remember. Till they're about 4, you can really do anything with that. I mean, like, you dress them up, you can call them names, you can blame them on stuff. I mean, do you blame farts on them yet? I would imagine I'd do that all the time.
I don't.
Is that still what the dog's for?
Yeah, 100%.
Smart. So, yeah, okay, so you're good. You're good.
And my dog's like 10 years old now, so he's getting old, so he just kind of lets him go.
Oh, whenever. Perfect. Label maker. Another good trunk gift.
Oh, okay.
You know? Yeah. Who doesn't need things labeled?
That's a good idea. That's a good one.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Maybe get 2 of those. Maybe get a coffee maker, label maker. Box them up, wrap them up. Always have them ready to go.
You got a gift in your trunk?
No.
Oh, okay. Label maker's a good one.
No.
I think I'll box that one up, put it in
But I have. We did receive a lot of gifts. We did get 2 kitchen mixers, 2 mixing.
Oh,
things.
yes.
Ooh.
Oh,
I might be wrapping that bad boy later. Somebody might be getting a KitchenAid mixer from me and thinking, oh, how sweet. And me thinking, finally got rid of that mixer.
Dude, kitchen mixers are very clutch.
Yeah.
I hate cleaning them when you're done. I really hate the big stuff, cleaning the big stuff, but it's worth it.
Yeah?
100%.
You ever gifted someone one?
No. The one, so my mother-in-law got me one right when we got married. So it's been like 5.5 years.
Yeah.
And it weighs like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Oh, I just got one of them handheld bad boys.
The handheld one's a good one too. We got a little handheld mixer because we were tired of having to do squats to get the.
I mean, I've never won a Super Bowl, but I've given somebody a mixer.
You've got a mixer that goes in a Super Bowl.
That's a great point. The adrenaline's. It's up there. It's a rush. It's a rush. So, get some wrapping paper. Figure it out. While you're helping me, I want to help you.
Also, I that's the one thing that stinks about gifts any other time of the year is the only wrapping paper I have in my house is always Christmas wrapping paper. So if I ever get you a gift, birthday gift or whatever, you're getting a Christmas wrapping gift. I don't care if your birthday's in July. You're getting Christmas wrapping.
You got to get some of that. You got to get some of that year-round paper. You got to go ahead down to Hobby Lobby, get some of that year-round paper, super cheap. But we get gouged around the Christmas time, holidays when buying wrapping paper. Have you ever bought wrapping paper not around a holiday?
No, I didn't.
They'll pay you to take that stuff.
I didn't know it existed.
Exactly right.
Holidays.
Oh yeah, a nickel. Holidays get here, $4 a tube.
But you know why they do that?
Oh.
Because what store did you say it was in? What store did you just suggest I go to?
Oh, I don't know.
You said Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
You ever been to a Hobby Lobby with your spouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not just getting wrapping paper. You go in there, they're like, yeah, we'll give you wrapping paper because we know you're going to spend $600 when you walk out.
Yeah, we walked out with $300 worth of picture frames.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You bought a big iron horse for no reason. You don't even need that.
24/7, 365 wrapping paper. That's what you need. Maybe something with some suns on it.
Some
suns. Sun's year round. That's perfect.
That is a good idea.
And it brightens someone's day. You get them a present with the sun on it. Maybe it's smiling. They're going, oh, this is going to be a pretty sweet price.
The year-round gift.
Oh, my God, a mixer? And then even if they didn't want a mixer, it's got suns on it. And they're like, well, psychologically, they want to be happy about it.
Year-round gift. We'll do that. We'll take that. All right, so getting into the sports world.
Sports?
Yeah. A little closer to home here, we had former Alabama wide receiver Trayshawn Holden. Yes, former Alabama wide receiver Trayshawn Holden.
News to this guy. Definitely thought he was still on Alabama.
Here's how this conversation went, by the way. Right before, because I found out about it like 10 minutes before the show. And I said, hey, former Alabama wide receiver Trayshawn Holden, he just got kicked off of Oregon's football team for misdemeanor and 2 felonies. And Ricky looked at me, and I'm expecting him to go, well, what were the misdemeanors and felonies? And he went, Trayshawn Holden doesn't play for Alabama?
Dude. That was, man, yeah. Wait, when did that happen? This transfer portal stuff is hard to keep up with.
December is the answer, by the way. It happened in December.
Oh, man. Was something else going on that day?
Christmas, maybe. I don't know.
Huh.
Early signing day.
I think I was wrapping presents. Anyway, so he's not on Alabama. That's news.
Not on Oregon.
And it sounds like he's not on a football team at all.
His misdemeanors, or the misdemeanor was for coercion. It was the misdemeanor. The misdemeanor was menacing. Menacing was the misdemeanor. The felonies were coercion. And where was the other one?
He got charged with menacing and coercion. That sounds like horrible things to do.
And unlawful use of a weapon. Also something awful.
Did he shoot it?
Oh, maybe.
What's an unlawful way to use it?
I think anyway.
Always?
Yeah.
Pretty much always? Like not as a paperweight? That's a law. Would that be a lawful way to use a gun? I'm just weighing down those papers, sir. It's all I have. Unlawful way to.
Unlawful use of a weapon, coercion, and menacing.
Did he throw his gun across the street and it wasn't at a crosswalk?
Hey, you got a leash on that thing?
Hey,
huh?
Your gun just jaywalked across that street, pal. I don't know. All right, so unlawful. Menacing should not be a misdemeanor. That sounds way scarier.
What does that even mean?
I don't know, but it sounds terrible. I would not want someone to menace me. I wouldn't want anyone menacing around me. What is that? What's the definition?
Menacing. The defendant is charged with menacing. A person commits the crime of menacing if, by physical action, he or she intentionally places or attempts to place another person in fear of imminent, serious physical injury.
Yeah, man, that's a mind game.
That's a threat.
That's like, I'm going to beat you up, but I don't know when. I don't like that. That shouldn't be a misdemeanor.
That's just a threat.
That's worse.
Well, I'm not saying it's not a bad thing, but why name it menacing? It's a
because it's scarier. That should be a low-level felony, or change the name to something less threatening. Like unlawful uses of a weapon sounds like a lesser charge than menacing, when in reality it's the opposite.
I would imagine that's what the unlawful use of a weapon was. It was used in the menacing.
I don't have a hammer. I used the butt of my gun to hammer in a nail in my fence. It was reckless. I shouldn't have done it. That's an unlawful. But was anybody really in danger? No. Menacing.
This is just 3 different types of threats, and they just all have different levels. Like, because menacing was a threat that we saw,
and then coercion.
Coercion is also the practice of persuading someone to do something by using force or threat.
Trayshawn Holden was persuading people to possibly do something to a person. That's terrifying, dude. That's an episode of Law and Order. That's when they bring in a big star to play the part. You know, some guy hadn't been on TV in like 20 years, but you remember him? That's the role you see right there. Menacing and coercion. That sounds terrible, man. Guys leave Alabama and go to other programs, and they're like the Amish on Rumspringa. You know, they just go nuts. Like, how many? Ajayi Hall got in trouble. Trayshawn Holden, he's got in trouble. Who else has gotten in trouble when they leave Alabama and go to other spots? What is it? Billingsley's off the team in Texas.
Ajayi Hall's transfer.
I already mentioned him. Yeah, he's gone.
So, JoJo Earl's at TCU.
But as far as like leaving and then getting into trouble.
Trayshawn Holden's a big one, probably.
Well, that's what we're talking about.
On the list. So there's an AL.com article about this, about the Trayshawn Holden thing. And then it goes on, like, Ajayi Hall catches an unbelievable stray at the end of this article. It's not even about him, but he gets his own paragraph, which is awesome. So they go on to tell you, of the 7 wide receivers Alabama signed in his 2020 and 2021 high school recruiting classes, only 2 of them remain with the team, Ja'Cory Brooks and Tyu Jones-Bell. The other 5 have transferred. Holden to Oregon, Javon Baker to Central Florida, Christian Leary to Georgia Tech, JoJo Earl to TCU, and Ajayi Hall to Texas. And then, in the final paragraph of this article about Trayshawn Holden, it says, before Hall played a game at Texas, he was arrested last August for criminal mischief and suspended by the Longhorns. Hall entered the NCAA transfer portal for a second time in December and has not yet announced a new school. Unbelievable stray he caught in that article, because he's getting his business thrown out there again because Trayshawn Holden got in trouble.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's awesome. It's hilarious.
Some of that secondhand bad press. Mm-hmm. Never good.
No.
This other guy messed up so bad they had to bring up you just to like kind of give the people reference.
But speaking of Alabama, on the other side, on the basketball side, big game coming up tonight for the Crimson Tide. They're going to Knoxville. They're going to take on Tennessee. Top 10 matchup, even though Tennessee's lost 3 of their last 4. They've lost their last 2 straight by buzzer beaters, by the way. Vanderbilt beat them at the buzzer. Missouri beat them on like a 3-point heave. It wasn't even like a nice shot. It was just a desperation heave. The last 2 games. Now, Alabama's coming into town, and on paper, if you look at this, before you look at the injury report and see who may or may not be playing in this game, this is such a great game to tune into if you want to see some high-level basketball. These are 2 of the best teams in the SEC, and not only do they both play offense well, Alabama obviously being the better one, I would say. Defensively, both teams are very, very good. Tennessee, I think, has like the best defense in all of college basketball. Alabama has been tested against good defenses. Auburn, a very good team defensively, held their own against Alabama until late. Alabama was able to find a way to win that game. Now they're going to Knoxville to take on another really good basketball team that scores well, that plays defense well, guards the perimeter well. Alabama likes to shoot the three. They take they're top 5 in the country, I think, in 3-point attempts per game. They shoot almost 30 a game. Tennessee's up there. They're in like the top 20 or 30. They shoot like 25 a game. So you're going to see a lot of shots taken. Now, that could end up being like the Tennessee-Auburn game a couple weekends ago when both teams shot like under 20% from the three-point line. Or you can get an awesome battle, a high-scoring shootout. Regardless, these are 2 really good basketball teams going at it tonight. Tennessee obviously needs a big bounce back. Alabama, undefeated in the SEC. Huge, huge game this evening. And if you want to watch it, you can check it out at 6 p.m. on ESPN2 because it got bumped from ESPN. Well, I don't know if it got bumped, but the ESPN game at 6:30 is going to be Cavs-Sixers. If you want to watch Donovan Mitchell play Joel Embiid on ESPN, you can do that. Or you can watch top 10 college basketball matchup on ESPN2 at 6:30.
I guess that makes sense. I get ESPN and ESPN2, so I won't get all crazy about that. But, man, I'm going to have to DVR the Cavs Sixers game, man. Regular season NBA action. Yeah, my favorite.
We do the All-Star break yet?
I don't know. Alabama has had trouble this year. The only time they've lost games, and they've lost them pretty decisively, are against teams with dominant bigs. Now, this Tennessee team is going to be built a lot like Alabama's team. They're long. They're athletic. The Tennessee team last year had more size down low and was tougher for Alabama. This Tennessee team, I think, fits Alabama better because, I mean, they're an offensive machine right now. Quinterly's been amazing coming back from his torn ACL. He's kind of like, I don't know. He steers the ship for these guys, even with guys like Brandon Miller, Mark Sears, Noah Clown. He's been playing really well. Bediako's been good down low. I mean, they got a lot of depth there, but the having Quinterly there to kind of lead all of those young guys and all that through it has really been huge for them. And I think they win against Tennessee. I don't think they can score with them. I mean, you saw Tennessee against Auburn the other day. The game ended in the 40s. They shot so bad,
it was very bad
in that game. And Alabama can play some defense. They're long. They're athletic. They match up well with all those guys. So I expect Tennessee, a team who's not playing very well. I mean, they lose on a buzzer beater to Vanderbilt, a team that Alabama beat by 57, I think, a couple days before. So Alabama should win this one, and it's at Tennessee, right? Yeah. I mean, that's going to be tough. You know you're going to get a very loud environment, especially with Alabama being the number 1 team in the country, but I think ultimately they pull away and win this thing.
I'm just excited. Like I know even if Tennessee does play their game, if they're able to solve Alabama's defense when they have the ball and they're able to play their style of basketball, which is a little slower than Alabama, you're still curious to see if they're going to hit their shots. Because like you mentioned against Auburn a couple weeks ago, they shot very, very poorly. I'm curious to see like who's going to be able to play their game. Alabama's a very, very high-tempo basketball team. They love to push it across the floor. They love to get into transition and have all the shots available to them. They have guys that can knock down all of them, and they want to have all those shots available to them as uncontested as possible. They do that by getting their speed out there and on the boards and getting out there and getting their shot. Tennessee, again, a great defensive team, obviously going to try to slow that down. Oklahoma had a lot of success doing that to Tennessee, and then Oklahoma did what? They hit their shots. They shot really, 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 really well. Gonzaga was able to go score for score with Alabama and was able to beat them. Alabama hasn't lost many games. They've lost 3, and those were 2 of them right there. So if Alabama is able to get out and get in transition and get the tempo going for a few stretches of the game, they're going to win and probably win by like 7 to 12 points. If Tennessee can slow it down and play their game, I don't think that automatically means Tennessee wins because, again, Tennessee's been in a slump shooting the ball. They're going to have to be able to score.
Yeah.
So it's a two-parter. If Alabama's able to get out and play their game, if they're able to push that tempo, they're going to win. I don't think there's any question. Even if Tennessee is able to slow them down and keep it lower scoring, they're still going to have to score, and that's been a big question mark. And you have Josiah Jordan-James that's questionable for tonight. He may not play. You've got the freshman, was it Julian Phillips? He may not play. And then on the Alabama side, Charles Bediako was supposed to be a day-to-day. It's gone to a game-day decision, and Nate Oates is leaning towards him going. So Alabama may have him. That's another thing Tennessee had going for them, depth. They've had 9 guys average double-digit minutes in games this year. That's one big thing about Alabama is not only everybody that's on the floor plays really well, they have a lot of dudes they put out on the floor. They have 9 dudes that play really well. Tennessee may be short a couple of guys, but if they do at least have everybody playing, they're a deep basketball team as well. So I think it's going to come down to Tennessee has to limit Alabama and slow them down, but then they also have to focus. I mean, obviously the game of basketball is scoring more points than your opponent. Tennessee's got to be efficient doing that tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that tough.
No, you're spot on, man. Slow it down and shoot a high percentage, obviously.
Oklahoma stinks. Oklahoma got their first win since that Alabama game last night against number 12 Kansas State.
Yeah.
But before then, the games between them, the 2 or 3 games between them, they got blown out off the floor by like 20, 30 points each. Oklahoma's not a great basketball team, especially on the offensive side of the basketball. But they held Alabama really well defensively, but they shot a really high percentage. Tennessee is a team that loves to take a lot of shots, and they're talented enough to hit them. They just have to find that rhythm tonight.
That's it, man. Yeah, if you let Alabama get a big lead on you, then you got to change it up and try to do what Tennessee doesn't want to do and speed it up and all that. It's going to be tough sledding, but shoot well, play good defense, slow it down. That's Tennessee's.
Look who you have to play good defense
there.
Against, though. You have to play good defense
I was
against
say,
Brandon Miller.
It sounds good in theory, but it is going to be a tough task. I mean, Alabama is they're very deep.
They're so deep. They're so good. Everybody's playing at such a great
Namari
level.
Burnett coming back from that wrist injury has been huge for them. I mean, that's a guy that transferred from Texas Tech, didn't play at all last year. He's kind of been forgotten with all of the new faces that are on this team, but he's a new old face, if that makes any sense, since he got there last year. But, man, they're very deep.
And if they become one of the top seeds, or if they become the top seed, they get to, I believe, select where they play in the NCAA tournament.
Toyota Field.
And you know that the first round, I believe the first round's coming to Birmingham this year.
Dang, dude, I think I'm going to be on my honeymoon. If Alabama plays at a 1 seed in Birmingham and I don't get to go, I'm going to be a sad person. How long do they play there for? Is it just the first 2 rounds?
Yeah. I think it's going to be Birmingham and Louisville. Dude.
We could probably reschedule. It's not too late, I don't think.
Schedule the Alabama game
The
or
wedding.
the honeymoon? Oh,
Maybe. Honeymoon, maybe. I'm sure the wife will be cool with that.
Yeah, probably.
She'd be cool with that.
I'd hide.
I'll run it by her. I'll run it by her tonight, and then Friday ask me how it went.
Don't run it by her in the kitchen near the skillet.
Yeah, all right.
It's not a good.
That's a good call.
I wouldn't do that. So yeah, a big basketball game tonight. My money would be on Alabama again. I think the thing that kind of seals it for me is how questionable 2 of their big depth pieces are in Josiah Jordan-James and Julian Phillips, and the fact that Charles Bediako might give it a go, which is surprising to me because even though this is a big game for Alabama, they still have a decent lead in the SEC, on track to be a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. If it would be pushing it at all, I especially now that Tennessee's pretty banged up, I wouldn't play Bediako. I'd play the long game here, but it looks like he might go tonight. So
we'll see, man. If Tennessee can get up to an early lead and force Alabama out of their game plan, Alabama has this thing when they get down, they want to, if you're down 10 points, they want to get all 10 points back in 1 possession.
Yeah.
And if you even barely know the rules of basketball, as you're doing the math now, you can't do that. You can't get 10 points on 1 possession. But they try it. And when they try that 10-point deficit then turns to 15 and 20, and the next thing you know, the game's over. So I think if Tennessee can get out there and get a lead, something that Oklahoma did when they beat them by 30 at their place, then you force Alabama to try to play some superhero ball, and that just never works out for them. I've seen them do it so many times, and it ends poorly. Turns into a pickup game. Whoever gets the ball first just dribbles around, chunks up a 3, and it more often than not does not go in.
So that game tonight, 6 o'clock on ESPN2. Last night, Auburn bounced back and got a big win. They've been struggling here lately. They played Alabama really well this past weekend and came up short at home, but they rebounded really well last night against Missouri. Trying to get the final score up, it was like a 40-point game. It was ugly. They destroyed poor Missouri. 89-56, a 33-point game. Auburn 45 in the first half, 44 in the second half. Only held Missouri to 18 in the first half. They shot really well. They shot 50% from the three-point line, so it wasn't like anything out of the ordinary. 50% is really good, but it's not like 60, 70%. So that was really good to see them doing something that's attainable for the rest of the season. Shooting somewhere in the 40s at the three-point line would be cool. Maybe this is the game that Auburn needed to finally start turning that corner, and instead of kind of fizzling away like they did last year, they find their own rhythm here towards the end of the year. But they need to kind of go on a push, make the tournament, and do their thing. And they took a step in the right direction last night by absolutely destroying Missouri. So congratulations to them. The other thing I wanted to talk about before I got into the Super Bowl stuff, aftermath, was I know you just came across it on Twitter as well.
Oh, that picture of MJ? What was that?
MJ. So Michael Jordan celebrating his 60th birthday by making a $10 million donation to Make-A-Wish, which is the largest individual gift in its history. Now, you know the guy who has openly said is chasing MJ. Your move, LeBron. What you got? 11 million? 23 million?
Well, the way LeBron works, he probably would be like, I donate $100 million to the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
It's his move, dude.
I could see that.
All I'm saying is
LeBron does a lot of charity, though.
Yeah, he does. But
he's going to make a big splash. You can make sure you know.
His next event, his next birthday, whenever that is, whatever, LeBron's going to make a very sizable donation, much larger than what he normally does.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
$50 million to – it's going to be to a cause, too, that like has been found out that it's like fraudulent or it's not a good one. Like, what's a charity that's got in trouble?
I don't know. Anything Hugh Freeze – or not Hugh Freeze. What's his name? Hugh Jackson's been involved with? Remember Hugh with Cleveland?
The Hugh Jackson Fund. I don't. I don't want to name them out loud. Maybe they're whatever. But yeah, I could see LeBron trying to one up it and donating $50 million to a fraudulent charity, Scott's Tots or something. Like a made up one from The Office. He'll create one like George Costanza. He'll do the Human Fund. You've made a donation to the Human Fund.
So, something tells me LeBron's going to make a very reasonable decision here soon on a donation. So, how
many points did he just score? 38,380 something to break the record.
Yeah,
he's going to donate $38,866,000 and whatever dollars. Make it about LeBron a little bit, He'll find a way to do it.
100%. What else we got here?
He'll start his own charity called the Making Dreams Come True Foundation. To be kind of like Make-A-Wish.
Making dreams.
Yeah, here at LeBron's Making Dreams Come True Foundation, we take kids who are sick and give them whatever they want. They're like, yeah, no, LeBron, that already exists. Yeah, but we're doing it different.
Yeah, but it's like they're daydreams, not regular dreams.
But all of them just end up with me showing up. I want to go to the Super Bowl. Would you like to go to the Super Bowl with LeBron James? Maybe just my family, my brother, my sister, my mom, my dad, maybe, and LeBron James. I mean, I guess so. If we want, we could. All right. So it's just whatever the kid wants, he does with LeBron.
Ugh.
Making Dreams Come True Foundation. A $38 million check right there, LeBron.
Did you just rip off half of the Three's Company?
No, I didn't rip off Three's Company. I was just doing a ditty in my head. Did I do the da-na-na-na-na-na?
With the making dreams come true foundation.
Money and dreams and donations, it's LeBron's.
Oh, hit the music. Where'd it go?
Oh man, do I get one now?
No, not you. Just hit it.
Oh, this stinks.
This is what you're gonna hear. This is what every kid fulfilling their wish is gonna hear. LeBron James, he's here. LeBron James, Super Bowl championship with LeBron James. LeBron James.
And now, introducing to your suite at the Super Bowl, the LeBron James. Oh, cool.
That's going to be his entrance to everything.
I thought John Cena was going to be here. I was kind of hoping John Cena could. No, that's Make-A-Wish, man. No, you should have called Make-A-Wish. This is the Making Dreams Come True Foundation.
Mm-hmm. It's where
starring
you get to
LeBron
do slightly
James.
Less than the Make-A-Wish, but everything is with you.
Yeah. We're not going to do as cool stuff, but LeBron will do it with you. All right, we're going to play laser tag.
I want to go to the Super Bowl where we're going to go watch Sparkman play Bob Jones, but with LeBron James.
We're going to actually go to Bronny James's basketball game, but LeBron's going to be there. What do you think? Pretty good? I don't know. I think I still would rather go to Disney World. We're going to go to a gym. We're going to go to a gym. Okay? We're going to go to a gym.
I just want a new kidney. What about a Lakers game?
We shouldn't have gone off on this tangent. This was... If something like this happens, though,
we called it first.
This clip's going to be gold.
Oh, we called it first.
He's going to Space Jam 2, a charitable company, no doubt, charitable organization.
Oh my gosh! All right. I really would just rather dive into that more than go on with everything else.
All right, keep going. Dive into it. Then.
No, we'll move on. It's probably good because it's going to get dark. But so we were talking about Valentine's Day yesterday. You know, usually on Valentine's Day, you see those, and I saw them again, those NFL cards with like Tony Romo, and it has like a funny Tony Romo pun about Valentine's Day, about how bad he was at football. Well, I'm assuming it was made by Juju Smith-Schuster, or somebody made it, but Juju Smith-Schuster shared it on Twitter yesterday. James Bradbury was the one that was called for holding, and they made a Valentine's Day card of him, and it said, "Holding on to you forever." And Juju shared that. And the NFL reacted, or all these NFL players reacted, like, "Oh, yo, chill, look at this. Oh, my gosh, look at this." And then A.J. Brown got a hold of it. And if, as a Titans fan, if you're familiar with A.J. Brown, he loves to be active on Twitter. And he usually deletes stuff, but it looks like this tweet is still up. And his reply is one of the greatest retorts I've ever seen, because he didn't hold back on Juju like at all. And remember, Juju's a Super Bowl champion now, and A.J. Brown is still like he was great for the Eagles this year. He was a big piece of what they needed, but they didn't get the job done. He's still searching for his title, but he comes out the winner in this situation. So there it is, the picture that he shared, and A.J. Brown's reply was, "First off, congratulations. Y'all deserve it. This is lame. You was on the way out of the league before Mahomes resurrected your career on your one-year deal, TikTok boy. He admitted that he grabbed you, but don't act like you're like that or ever was. But congratulations again." Calling a professional football player, reducing a professional football player Super Bowl champion to TikTok boy is wild. And awesome, by the way. Awesome.
Have you seen this video of Andy Reid throwing the same kind of shade at Juju at practice, though? He says you move faster on your TikToks. So look.
He said your TikTok tapes.
Your tapes, yeah. He had to Andy Reid it a little bit.
He definitely boomered that one for sure.
I mean, this is an NFL Films video. NFL got the stamp of approval on Andy Reid saying, "Hey, TikTok boy, you looked a little faster on your tapes." So, I mean, I cannot be too mad at A.J. Brown for calling it out. His own coach is doing it. I'm with it. And I'm going to be honest, though. It's kind of lame, though.
It's very lame.
It's kind of lame. Like, if you're A.J. Brown, it's kind of lame.
Oh, if you're A.J. Brown,
it's kind of lame.
I don't think so, and here's why. I think it's lame what Juju did.
He's lame, too. But I think when you reply, especially as the guy who lost, you don't have the ultimate leverage, man. You're always going to be the guy that lost him in the Super Bowl. Like, if I were Juju and dude called me TikTok boy, like, all I have to do is just send back a picture of me celebrating in confetti. And what are you going to say back? "Oh, yeah, well, you didn't even do nothing. You whatever." And then you know what the next picture is going to be? Me holding the trophy.
Yeah.
I'm going to win. You can't beat me. You can say whatever mean stuff you want to me. At the end of the day, it's just going to be me holding the trophy that you don't have.
So
it's the upper hand, man.
I understand where you're coming from. However, he's going to bat for his teammate. And this is why I appreciate it. And I'm trying to find Tyreek Hill, because Tyreek Hill had tagged him tagged James Bradbury in it.
Dude, remember when that Acho guy called Justin Herbert a social media quarterback? Like, this isn't even a big deal. Like,
But here's why I think the Juju part of it was as lame as it was. Because James Bradberry has done nothing but take the high road in this entire situation. Like, he, after the game, didn't, like, argue with the officiating, even though it hadn't been called all game. They called a tight, iffy call. And he was like, yeah, I held him. I was hoping he wouldn't call it. I did that. And then Tyreek Hill tags him in the thing, and he had replied to somebody's tweet and was like, you know what, they won, congratulations. He has done nothing but take the high road in this situation time and time again, and Juju still went out there. It would be different if James Bradberry was like complaining and whining about the officiating, and then he shared that, like, here you go, what crybaby, but he didn't. James Bradberry's done nothing but take responsibility for it, so it was super lame to go out there.
Dude, Juju's a troll, man. Everyone's playing into it. That's what he does. He has been an internet troll. He's like the biggest troll in the NFL. That's what he's known for. I mean, unfortunately, he's probably more known for that than any of the plays he makes on the field, which is not necessarily great, especially when Andy Reid's calling you out on TikToks in practice. But, I mean, come on, dude. This is Twitter. You know how many people probably talk trash to A.J. Brown on a daily basis on Twitter?
He gets
like
lot.
Every professional athlete has – I think that's why professional athletes, it seems like they hate fans more than ever, is because they get to see and hear from them so much more often. This is lame, though, man. It's lame. I mean, A.J. Brown, you lost, and your Twitter handle stinks. At 1K always open _ is a garbage. That is a garbage Twitter handle for a dude who's famous. You got to be able to get something better than that. Your name's AJ Brown. I'm gonna have to tweet you at 1K always open _ No one knows who that is. You got to take some lessons from TikTok boy. You see what his handle is? At Team Juju. Not only does it represent Juju, it tells you he has a team of people working behind his social media brand. AJ Brown looks like he created his gamer tag with me when I created my original gamer tag on Xbox in like 2005 when I was the Kool-Aid Man 007. That's what kind of name he has. That's bad.
I saved this last one. I forgot to send you this on Sunday. I saw this and wanted to see your reaction, but someone shared, because this is something we've discussed before. Someone said, this is James Bradberry right now. It was after the game when he had admitted to the officials, or when he admitted that he did the holding call. Someone shared this picture of him.
Oh, my God, the picture of the kid. I think I still got it.
The picture from the kid is, I touched the ball, coach. I touched the ball. Wait, it's the wrong video. It's Blue Chips. You're playing a video of Blue Chips.
This isn't Blue Chips.
That's not Shaq? That's different.
Hold on. That face.
That's the very face. James Bradberry right now.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a good one. That's
face.
Funny.
Yeah, I like that. That hits us close on. That's good. And what about that face? I got it, man. I'm about to get fired.
What are you doing to me? I live on my parents' futon.
Oh, that's great, dude.
We need this championship.
Oh my gosh.
But speaking of basketball, pulling up that clip, I came across something today that's going to come out in March. Apparently, they put out like a trailer for it in December. I did not see this, kind of like you missed the Trayshawn Holt news. It was a busy December, I guess.
Yo, busy December, bud.
They are basically making a basketball version of the Mighty Ducks with Woody Harrelson. And this description is insane.
Okay.
You want me to read you the synopsis here?
Sure.
Okay. This Focus Features dropped the trailer for their inspirational sports film, Champions. A story of basketball and redemption, starring Woody Harrelson as a disgraced minor league basketball coach. After being fired from his job and several other missteps, like getting into an argument on ESPN with someone and then backing into a police car, he's left coaching a team of intellectually disabled basketball players as part of his community service. It goes on to say that the trailer tees up an emotional yet hilarious tale that takes the team all the way to the Special Olympics.
They did do the Mighty Ducks thing in the way that whatever judge presides over this area and its municipalities has decided that a man who's committed a crime will be in charge of a bunch of kids who have intellectual disabilities.
He is going to be in charge
That's
of
incredibly reckless. What?
Woody Harrelson that lost his temper in the movie, his character lost his temper on ESPN in an argument. He gets arrested for hitting a police car. And the solution in community service
for this man that lacks patience,
is to be put in charge of a group, like a team of very delicate individuals.
Yeah.
And coach them in basketball and takes them to the Special Olympics. The pitch of that movie was insane. Special Olympics, but Woody Harrelson's going to coach.
Is it based on a true story?
I don't think so.
I hope not.
Yeah, me too.
I hope not. Whoever it is, that a judge needs to have his gown revoked, have his gavel sent back.
Here we go. Here's a little more of a description. After another miserable performance, an on-court spat with another coach, and a disgraceful appearance on SportsCenter, Marcus Marakovich, Woody Harrelson, is at his lowest until he crashes into the back of a police cruiser. He gets a break in court by only having to do community service, though he's not particularly sensitive to his new team.
Imagine if Kanye got arrested right now. And his sentence was to coach an intellectually disabled basketball team. He'd be like, those poor kids, why did they do? What did they do to deserve this? That's the punishment? We're being punished. We got to deal with a crazy coach who's unstable. I'm glad it works out for him, but
I feel like
that's just so unrealistic.
I feel like Kanye West wrote this movie. I feel like he went home after the Alex Jones interview, and he sat down and he was like, you know what? I want to write a movie. And for inspiration, he put on 2 movies before he wrote his movie. He watched The Mighty Ducks and he watched The Ringer with Johnny Knoxville. And then this is the product of that.
Yeah. If you don't get the Mighty Ducks thing, Emilio Estevez, the guy was a drunk.
Yeah, dude.
He's racking up Deweys. He's getting into fights.
His first act as the community service leader for this hockey team was to introduce himself by driving onto the ice in which they were playing hockey on. They were playing on like a frozen lake in which he drove onto.
Yeah, in a limo. And then he put all the kids in the limo and kept driving around. He almost drowned himself and the entire team that the city mandated he coach. They said, by God, we've got another great plot for that same kind of skeleton of a movie. Except we're going to make the kids, we're going to add a little something here. These kids are going to be disabled. What? I'm glad it ends well.
Yeah.
Glad it ends well. I don't know. I mean, it's terribly reckless, though.
Yeah.
That's not a real law, is it? You can't just get away with stuff by having to coach kids, right?
I don't think so.
Was that ever a rule? Was that ever a thing? Like maybe in a small town, like where it was off the books, and like the judge was like, "All right, Daryl, hey, you know what? The Mighty Mites down the road need a coach. We'll figure it out." You can kind of monitor it, but like.
Now that you mention it, I feel like that was every one of my Little League coaches. So
I think that was the practice for a long time, wasn't it?
I don't think I saw my.
If you were a man and you were unstable or had a drinking problem or like generally like people just did not trust you, we're going to give you some children to chaperone for multiple hours.
I didn't think Little League coaches were allowed to wear shirts until the actual game days. So because my coaches didn't.
I remember going to my first day of school ball after all those years of rec league, and my coach wasn't drunk. And I was like, "What are you doing, coach? Do you want to win?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "All my other coaches have been drunk."
First pitch is in 20 minutes. Here's a case, dude. Drink up. What are we doing?
Hey, Mom, I don't think Coach cares. He didn't even drink one beer during practice. I'm worried.
Yeah,
Starting to think we might need to change schools.
I think we need to look into the Little League system altogether because that's everything I grew up with right there.
Man, we argue about a lot of laws in this country. I think one that we can all get behind is no longer allow people who get in emotion-based trouble to then become chaperones of young children. Let's just get rid of that rule, Pay a fine. I think maybe jail time, community service, some different community service.
After hearing all this, you asked me if that was based on a true story.
Yeah.
Now, after hearing that, I think I know what LeBron James is going to do to up that donation. Instead of donating a bunch of money, he's going to make it about himself. He's going to join a rec league and go and get a disabled group.
The LeBron League.
And carry them to a championship.
Yep, you're right.
That's exactly what he's going to do.
Oh, my God.
But not as a coach. He's going to play.
He's going to take the donation MJ did. He's going to take Space Jam 2. He's going to combine them.
That's exactly what he's going to do.
Oh, my God. Mm-hmm. You're probably right.
I just want to go play some pickup basketball with LeBron James.
Wouldn't that be nuts, too, if LeBron pulled a LeBron midseason, he didn't like his team, and then he made a bunch of trades?
Oh, my God.
He traded the kids for other, like, sorry, Billy, look. We tried it. But you're on the 10U Cavs now. You're out. All right? Russell Westbrook's taking your spot. Wait, what? Yeah, no, we got Westbrook on the team.
Yeah, we got a new kid on here. Bronny James. It's pretty good. We're going to bring him in.
We found some replacements.
You'll get your ring, though. Don't worry.
You'll be good. You'll be good. You still play. Just not for us.
That is an insane premise to a movie. I don't know if it feels like a straight to Netflix movie. I don't know if it is, but March 24th.
No, I don't know. This has all of the heartwarming stuff. No, I think it's going to be a hit. You know, people are going to love it. I'm just saying the premise is insane.
It's
like that is
bananas.
If that really happened, you know, like who had the most recent public, like if Will Smith after he slapped Chris Rock was put in charge of,
because
it was put in charge of a bunch of abusive husbands or something,
right.
Dude, whoa, wait, his punishment is to work with people who are also physically aggressive when they should. It's an insane premise, but
it is insane because when it comes to the disabled community, while they can do great things, they need a lot of supervision, right? They need to be led in the right direction.
For sure.
They need to be led by people that want to be there and that actually truly care and know what they're doing. But in this movie, a judge says, you know what? You're barely hanging on by a thread. We've got the solution to that. You're going to go be in charge of our disabled basketball team. What are we doing?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Bananas.
I'm just glad it's not a reboot. It's a new idea.
It's definitely... No, it's not. They took 2 movies and put them together.
Oh, yeah, it's really not, is it? It's kind of just Mighty Ducks, but with hoops.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Mighty Ducks, though. It's a good movie.
It's a really good bad movie.
It's going to be a fun ragtag group of kids out there having fun, learning from each other.
Adult, the movie's pretty... it's awful, but it's still entertaining, but it's, not well done. The Rookie of the Year is another one.
Oh, my God.
That's just really not good. It's fun to go back and watch some of your favorite parts, but that movie stinks.
I just pulled up the article for Champions, the movie we're talking about. Mm-hmm. It says Champions will be released in North America on March 24th, the same day as John Wick Chapter 4. Which is going to put people in a tough position. Do I go see John Wick 4 first? Or do I see Champions? Because if you want to see both, seeing them in the same day just seems like too radical of a...
That's a change of pace that I don't think you're ready for, man. That
you can't take that all in 24 hours.
I don't even know the proper direction to go. Which one do you see first? Which one do you see second?
Yeah, right.
I don't know how you go from that was a really heartwarming story about how they won the Special Olympics. Now I'm going to go watch this guy curb stomp people for 2.5 hours. Or do you go I just watched John Wick decapitate people for 2.5 hours. Now let's go watch a touching story about Special Olympics basketball.
I'm emotionally detached from the fragility of human life and what John Wick has done to it. And now I'm going to watch Champions. It's just not going to hit you the same. You're going to be like,
I'm completely desensitized from humanity after that John Wick movie.
I get nothing from that. I get nothing.
Oh, my gosh. I hate to do this, but we're going to end it there. We got to go.
Wow, that's it, huh?
Hey,
50 days until Trash Pandas baseball, folks.
We're getting there.
50 days. And our coach was not assigned to that position due to a DUI or any crimes that he committed. He was hired based on his abilities as a baseball manager.
Yeah.
So that's a huge plus.
His first year.
None of our coaches were assigned their job due to a drunk crime. Not even any crime, sober or
there
drunk.
You go, probably good.
No crime was the first thing that allowed them to be a coach.
But April 6th is not the first opportunity you have to watch baseball here in 2023. That's the first Trash Pandas game, but next week, like less than a week, 6 days. 6 days, Auburn is taking on UNA right here at Toyota Field. After that, March 1st, we have 2 high school baseball games. March 23rd, we have 3 high school baseball games. March 24th, we have 4. March 25th, we have 4. And then on April 24th, it looks like we're going to have another high school game. At the end of March, we're going to have Alabama taking on MTSU here as well, and then the Trash Pandas start. So a ton of opportunity to come out here and take advantage of some of the weather that we've had. Unlike today, yesterday was a good day. Today's not necessarily as pretty as it can be, but we're gonna take advantage of some baseball opportunities before April. So make sure you're here to check that out.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight.
Pretty sweet.
People still say that.
I don't think so.
I like to bust that out in conversation from time to time, just see people's reaction. Like, yeah, tight.
I want to go see the Braves play, Grandpa. Too bad. You're going to go watch the Trash Pandas with LeBron James.
Hey, but I don't really care for any of those things you mentioned. Well, I'm sorry.
No, I promise. We're going to make it. We're going to make it all about you, kid. This is your moment. It's all about you. Hey, what's that music?
You know what that means.
This is my special. What's going on? It's all about you, son. LeBron James.
Oh, no, man.
He's here to take you
To Disney World?
to do stuff.
It's probably not Disney World.
LeBron James.
Yeah,
He's not fun.
could be.
He doesn't care.
You could go to Disney World.
But he's LeBron James. LeBron James. I swear it's all about LeBron.
Here's another situation. Hey, Pa, I want to play basketball with my friends at the local rec league. All right, I'll go sign you up. Oh, turns out you're playing for the Bulls. Oh, that's fun. My friend Johnny's on the team. Who's our coach? Let me check. He was just released from the Madison County prison. He previously kidnapped an entire youth basketball team. His punishment was to coach youth basketball. That's your coach. What?
Oh, God, going down that list. Yeah, so let's see. The Tigers, their head coach, you got Mark. Mr. Smith, he's been coaching in our league for 20 years. He's a veteran. He's won a few championships. He's real good.
Good deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Barons, their new basketball coach. He's been here 10 years, not as long, experienced. He's got a good track record with the kids. They love him. He's a player's
That's
coach.
good.
Right?
Can't lose.
Yeah, the
there.
Bulls, they're going to get, it looks like they got Marty. Yeah. Has he coached here before? No, but he just got out of a fresh 3-year bid in San Quentin.
Yeah, he'll actually need help getting on and off the courts. He's on one of those kind of boards with wheels that Hannibal Lecter used to be on. He has to wear one of those masks with the bars over his mouth because we're worried he might spit at people. But other than that, the guy knows X's and O's. When it comes to the hard ball, he can do it. Especially if you're wadding up a sock and shoving it into someone's mouth and then taping it over their mouth. He's really good at that too, but he's still mostly real good at basketball coaching, and that's what he's here for. So
Our first game of the season.
3-man weave. Let's line it up. Here we
First
go.
game of the season. Give it up for the Tigers and the Bulls coming onto the court. For 10 years, he's been the coach of the Tigers. He's a 3-time champion. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Tom Smith. All right.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, and for the Bulls, not once, not twice, but 3 times accused of murder. Here comes Tom Smith.
If he doesn't call his parole officer by 5, a SWAT team will bust in here and shoot. They will shoot the ball through the gym. They will take the coach, and they will helivac out of here before you have any idea what's going on. Give it up for him.
It's Marty, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Woo, Marty.
Oh, my God. They will destroy the basketball. They will wrap your coach in rope. They will go through the ceiling all in about 35 seconds. He is a hardened criminal. Give him up.
That's not a buzzer beater you hear. That's his ankle monitor. It's your coach.
Hey, coach is probably the favorite for comeback coach of the year. Even though the coach of the Magic, he did have a hip replacement in the offseason, our coach just got out of prison. So I think it's going to be pretty tough.
Yeah.
Pretty tough as long as he, doesn't go back to prison. I think it's going to be a tough award to take out of his hands. So Magic really got their hands full. And now let's take it down to the 9-year-old girls dance team for halftime of this rec league basketball. game. Somebody call the judge. Seriously, this town is run by animals. I'm terrified every day I wake up.
All right, that's going to do it for us today. We'll be back on Friday to wrap up this week. We'll talk about the Alabama-Tennessee basketball game. We'll get you ready for the Auburn baseball game, Auburn-UNA coming up next week. I'm Tony Mack. That's Tricky Ricky. We'll see you Friday from 2 to 3. It's the Bullpen.